Welcome back to Exploring Whiskeys. I'm Eric.
I'm Kevin. This is the Bardstown Bourbon Company collaboration series, and it is the bourbon finished in plantation rum barrels.
This is their most recent release, correct?
They just released one more, I believe, but that's a facility, like distillery only release.
Like
they
the one
just did one
at the Whisky
yes,
Live. Yeah.
Right. This is the current one that's out for broad distribution. So it is a sourced whiskey distilled in Tennessee. I don't know if it's Dickel or if it's that Tennessee Distilling Company. I don't know.
If the rumor's true, it's not going to be Dickel because Dickel is not. Dickel is, from what I've been told, is like MGP. They're not taking on any new customers. So
okay.
I'm assuming it's probably going to be the outfit in Columbia.
Yeah. So all it says is made with straight bourbon whiskey distilled in Tennessee, blended and finished in Bardstown, Kentucky.
I mean, I could be completely wrong, but we'll never know.
No. Well, if you get a weird minerality kind of note in there, it might be. Just saying. But this is 10-year-old bourbon.
Okay.
That is then finished in plantation rum casks for another 22 months. So this is almost 12-year-old whiskey.
Oh, man, you should have gotten another two.
But yeah, why didn't you go 2 more months to go for the full 12? 84% corn, 8% rye, 8% malted barley. Not the cheapest bottle. This is $160, and a lot of their...
But none of their bottles are...
Yeah, none of their bottles are cheap necessarily, but a lot of their collaboration series...
Like 80 was like the Discovery. And
I think the Fusion is 70.
Yeah.
Discovery is usually like 120 to 130, and then their collaboration type series tends to be 150, 160 in that ballpark. Light?
There's some sweetness to it, but I can't zero in on what it is. I mean, obviously I expect it to be sweet. Rum.
Right. Totally, totally a rum sweetness. And I know I always think this when I think plantation rum, a little bit of a banana note, but it's not.
Appleton. I think Appleton rum.
Okay.
Which is, in my opinion, a stronger rum.
Yeah.
I don't know what the proof is, but comparing it to like a Captain Morgan's or like a Bacardi, that Appleton plantation rum, it's just stronger.
For some reason, I always thought banana, and maybe there's a little touch of it, but it's not an overpowering banana rum note type thing. It is more a...
I'm going to take a sip
fruit?
And come back to it, but I can't...
Go retronasal?
Yeah.
I get it, yeah. It's sweet. There is definitely no question about it. It is very sweet on the nose. And at 110 proof, you're not picking up that much ethanol on the nose.
I pick up a dark fruit on the palate.
That is kind of like a thick sweetness. Like a molasses note in there. Ooh, and some baking spice too. Ooh, that's a lot of baking spice. All on the tongue. My whole tongue is now coated with a baking spice note, like towards the end of that.
We got a very small pour at the Whisky Live.
Yep.
So you don't get the true sense because it was a thimble pour, but I don't know. I was expecting
more sweetness.
More of the rum impact.
Yeah, it's not it's not an extreme rum impact.
Like obviously we don't know what rum barrels that they use, but I don't know. I was thinking more of a Captain Morgan. I was expecting
like a spiced rum,
like that spice to come through. No, I'm gonna go back to it. All I'm gonna get is like Captain Morgan, but
I don't get that.
I'm not getting the impact I thought it would.
No, there's not that big of a rum impact.
No, I enjoyed the palate. I thought it was sweet. It was smooth.
Right. There's nothing wrong with this.
For 110, it doesn't drink like 110 proof.
No, not at all.
That rum barrel softens it.
Yeah, and it smooths some corners out, a little sharpness maybe.
I was just expecting to pick up more of that rum note. If it's sitting in that barrel for almost 2 years. You think that there'd be way
more rum notes.
Yeah.
And it doesn't feel overly impacted by that rum.
No.
Maybe the water will add a little something. I'm not sure. All right, follow me on this one, and we can pour more before we add water if you want. Think more Bananas Foster's. But like a maple syrup, a little bit of a char note to the banana.
Okay.
That's kind of where I'm going. Yeah, let's go a small extra pour. You kind of get where I'm going on that?
Yeah.
There's a little bit of a charred banana note. Not like a strong banana note, but a charred banana note, but more of the syrupy.
Yeah.
Whatever that syrup is that they use. I don't know if it's maple syrup or... Nothing about it's bad.
No.
Nothing about it's bad. I agree.
I think the expectation is you'd pick up more of
way more
spice.
of an impact.
Yeah.
Where like the Founders had, you could like beer, that chocolate stout porter
you got more
type
of an
thing.
Impact from that.
Right. Wow. That just the nose is going. A little ethanol at the bottom.
There's still sweetness to it.
Yeah, but it muted everything out a little bit. I was kind of hoping some of the fruit notes would pop a little bit with water. Wow. I just got a whole bunch of orange, like chocolate orange.
I got a whole lot of oak.
The amount of like a chocolate orange note that just popped as soon as I took that sip.
Yeah, I can see that. Like when you're done. Well, for me, it's like when you slide that chocolate orange slice in your mouth, and then when you're done, you still kind of got a little bit of the orange, that milk chocolate in your mouth. Like the last little bit.
Trying to reset everything. A little water, a little nose reset. Like citrus is a more apparent note. It's not overpowering by any means, but it's more apparent.
Yeah, I mean, I get more ethanol now with the water, and I get again more oak.
But it's sweet oak.
Yeah,
like there's a really strong sweetness all the way around all of that.
Good color too. I mean,
well, 10-year-old bourbon. It should have some color to it. Yeah, it's got a nice color to it.
Got some legs.
I like the palate with a little bit of water. I like the nose neat. Because right now the nose is kind of, I don't know, it kind of got muted down a little too much. I do get your little bit of oak, sweet oak notes, but I like that little bit of a maple note, like a little bit of banana note, like that Bananas Foster. Yeah, was really nice on the nose, neat.
I get it now. Now I take another sip. What you're talking about?
Which one?
Banana Foster.
Banana Foster note. To your point, you've said it multiple times. Love to be in the room as they're messing around with. I got this 10-year-old barrel of Tennessee bourbon. What should we put it in? Oh, let's put it in some Plantation rum barrels. Cool.
But I mean, we were there last year. We went over there. We were at the Bardstown Bourbon Festival, and so you go over there, and they already had the foundation poured for what? 6 more brick houses?
Yeah.
And they already had, 14 on the property?
I don't know. More than I can count.
Yeah. So, I mean...
more than I counted or could see.
I mean, it's obviously a new distillery, newer.
And they're growing quickly.
Their property was gorgeous.
Yes. Very up to date.
Their main building was, it catered, you can go have lunch, you can... sit outside and have a pour.
They actually
indoor outdoor bar
touched on that. They wanted to create the Napa Valley experience for the Kentucky Bourbon Trail.
I've never been to Napa Valley, but what we saw, I was very
I've been to
impressed.
Napa Valley and it's similar. There's a definite similar feeling.
No, it was very impressive.
Yeah,
what they had there.
I really like a lot of what they're doing. I like the experimentation. Their pricing's a little aggressive.
Yeah. Again,
but
my wheelhouse is that
they're expanding so much. Maybe that's what's going on.
$70, but every now and then I splurge. Like I think some of their stuff is absolutely worth splurging on.
Yeah. The only weird part with the collaboration series is it's almost hit or miss as to whether or not it's worth it. This is pretty good. Probably not 160 good. The Founders, pretty good. Probably not 150 good. Sorry, it's right over your shoulders. Yeah. I keep looking at it. Really good. Probably not 150 good. But I know there's probably a handful where, like that Verkulen, if that was $160, I'd buy that all day long.
But there's a reason why
some
of that stuff
neat.
Is only you can only get at the distillery.
Right.
And but Heaven Hill does the same thing too.
Yeah.
There's only bottles you can get there.
Absolutely. Well,
which is fine because it brings people in.
Yep.
You're gonna take the tour. You're probably gonna buy other stuff while you're there.
That's correct. Love what they're doing. Love that they're experimenting, partnering, all the things that they're doing.
I mean, you could spend hours at this place.
They have a lot
Touring,
of whiskey.
tasting. You could sit there and have lunch and dinner, and you could be there all day.
Yeah. Yeah, you really could.
It's an unbelievable setup. I've never been disappointed with anything they put out. I think I'm more disappointed in the pricing.
Right. The value may not quite be there, but their whiskey is always really good.
But you can understand a lot of this stuff's all collaboration, so they're spending the money to.
Right. Yeah, they found a 10-year-old Tennessee bourbon. They found some plantation rum barrels and.
On this, I mean, it's the.
Yeah.
Beer,
Founders beer, KBS beer.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've said it before. This is just. They're toying with bourbon like the craft beer market did, and it's still doing. Now the bourbon and whiskey market is just
starting to do the same thing. Absolutely.
Which is great for us.
Yeah, it totally leads down different paths and a lot of different.
And not everyone's going to like some of these flavor profiles, but it's awesome to see that it's just not, hey, here's one that just sat in a barrel for 4 years. Here's one we blended it or we finished it in something else. And again, I've never been disappointed with anything that's come out of this place, out of Bardstown, and again, anxious to go back.
Well, I'm pulling the trigger. Last year, I did not pull the trigger on buying a bottle. Triggers will be pulled. Lots of them will be pulled. This coming up.
It's good for me.
Kentucky Bourbon
good for
Festival.
The show.
That's right.
Yep. Everyone reaps the benefits.
Everybody will reap the benefits. It'll be me and Morgan going, you buying that one or am I buying that one?
So, all right. Well, again, another solid bottle out of Bardstown.
Absolutely. Yeah.
We hope you enjoyed the review of the Plantation Rum Finished bottle. If you did, as always, we'd encourage the support and ask you to hit the like button at the bottom of the screen.
While you're down there, if you're new to the channel, subscribe. We are trying to grow this channel. We continue to inch along. It's not the fastest process of growing, but we're getting there. We keep growing a handful every week, and we appreciate everybody that subscribes, and hopefully you enjoy the content like this that we put out twice a week.
Yep, absolutely. Well, we appreciate you joining.
See you on the next episode.
Cheers.
Cheers.